Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share a layout that I made for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Round 6. This is day 25 or sketch 25. And here you can see I've kind of pre-laid out the layout how I want it. But in doing that, I've realized that the stripes that I placed on there with the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist are not long enough on the right side. And so I need to add some more to the edges. And yeah, I've got all those the photo and all the paper mats behind it stuck together already. I did a lot of pre-planning. I got behind on doing the sketches, or I thought I had it all stuck together already. I guess not. So I'm just giving a little extra pattern paper behind that photo to make it pop a little bit more. Anyway, I got behind on doing the sketches, and so rather than work on the sketches at a later date, on the day that she was posting the new sketch, I would pull everything together and stack it up like I wanted it. You know, whatever papers I wanted to pull in, whatever scraps I wanted to pull in, the title, whatever embellishments, I would stack it all up and then add it to the pile for those that I wanted to get scrapbooked. And in the case of this one, I went ahead and spent some time doing the stripes on the back of the paper. I think on the inspiration layout, it showed stitches. And I've seen people on the Facebook group who use stitches, who use pins, who just didn't put them down at all. So I used that Tattered Angels Shimmer Mist to place those across there with a paintbrush. I would just shake it up really good so you get the shimmer all throughout, and then paint it across the page. My only problem is I didn't go far enough to the right, and so I'm going to have to add some additional to that here in just a minute. Now, all I'm using on here are scraps of paper. I have gone through all of the pattern paper, the 12 by 12 pattern paper that I had in my kit, and I'm still left with the 6 by 6 pattern paper as well as several packets of scraps that I have added in, and all of these are coming from one of those packets of scraps. And so you can tell they're not very big, so I'm having to stretch them across top and bottom in order to create the strips of paper that were from the inspiration. Once I get these down, that's when I realized how short my Shimmer Mist stripes are in the background. So I'm going to get all of that put down. I think I'm going to, and then I'm looking at that, and I thought about it earlier that I needed to do that, and then I thought, no, I can make it work. And so I had pulled in or pulled out the stopper and thought I was just going to use the nozzle piece to create those stripes, and yeah, that wasn't working. So I got my paintbrush back out, and I keep random paintbrushes down in my stash because I do use watercolors to color in images, and I have quite a few paintbrushes, just not very many mixed media supplies, if you will. I do have some inks and watercolors and things like that, but not a whole lot of them because it's really not my thing. But doing this let me flex my right brain a little to get that creativity going on. So there I have everything put down. Yeah, and I'm going to stamp my title out. Now I've had this in the kit, this stamp set from Elle Studio, and I'm going to use some black ink and just stamp it right down on top of those Glimmer Mist stripes over on the left side of the page. Now, I don't know if I mentioned, but I used my October 2019 Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit to complete this layout, or to complete all of the ones that I have used for the entire 30 days so far. And I'm hoping, I have tons of 6 by 6 and scraps that I should be able to get through the end of the month, I think. We're on day 25, and so I'm getting kind of close to the end, so I'm hoping that this is sufficient. what I have. So I think when Christy pulled this 30 days together, the sketches she chose for the end are all very conducive to working with scraps of paper. So in case you don't have, you want to go through your scrap bins to create all of your layouts. I mean, it's a possibility, especially if you use all the bigger ones to start with and now you're just stuck with the smaller pieces. You know, it's really fun to be able to get into those scraps and get them used up. Here I've got some little tabs that I punched out early on, but I haven't used. I've pulled them in now. I have a little tag that I've pulled. I've got tons of little butterflies that I have pulled, and I've got my title. The title is The Good Life, and then I'm going to have my subtitle or my subtext will read Consulting the Crystal Skull. My little niece, great niece, was just enamored with my son's bald head. And when he shaves his head, it is absolutely smooth. And so she was like, "Can I touch it? Can I just touch your head?" And he's like, "Sure." And so she starts rubbing his head like a crystal ball. It was the cutest thing ever. So of course I had to catch a picture. You know, this will live in family memories forever now. So there I'm using some butterflies that I have fussy cut from the one of the papers that was in the 12 by 12 pattern paper, as well as those little Jenny Boleyn stickers. So I feel like I'm getting great use out of what I had in the kit. I have enamel dots to put down. I have wood veneer to put down. And you can see I put part of my title down already. And this is typically how I do my titles. I will line up the letter stickers on the edge of a ruler and then put them down. And it works for me. I'm going to add some hand journaling down at the bottom, not just stickers. And I'm just telling the story of how my little great niece Aubrey wanted to touch my son's head. It was the cutest thing. I'm telling you, just so cute. I still have some buttons to put down. I still have some wood veneer to put down. But I'm making my way, you know, to it little by little. I absolutely love how this layout came out. It really makes me want to play with mixed media a little bit more, although I am very intimidated by mixed media. I'm not typically one that likes to get messy. So yeah, that's one of those limiting factors with mixed media. So there I'm adding some buttons in. I've taken some some black twine and threaded the buttons because that's the other thing. One of those things I can't stand to have buttons on a layout without having the twine in them, the string in the buttons. Yeah, it's one of my little things. You know, I have a million rules in my head that I have to follow, and that's just one of them. So I've got some little potty people here. I've got a tiny little girl, and then I've got a bigger guy, just to represent the two of them in the photo. Just as something fun, a little fun element. I'm going to add some wood veneer hearts here too, just to add some more dimension to the layout. I think whenever you use something that has dimension on the layout itself, it really gives it so much more interest. And so I've got the larger enamel dots, I've got the wood veneer, and I've got the buttons, all that adds more depth and dimension to this layout. If you haven't seen the other layouts that I have created for this 30 days of sketches so far, like I said, this is day number 25. I do have a playlist for October 2020 and October 2019 since the kit originally started in 2019. I just carried it over to 2020 and then added a few more scraps in. I do have a video of the original kit as well as all of the layouts that I have created so far. So feel free to pop over to my channel, the main page, and go to the playlist tab, and you will find that there. You can either look at October 2019 or October 2020, either way, and it'll get you to the layouts. If you go to the hashtag 30 days of sketches 30DS CBL6. That will take you just to the layouts themselves. So here I needed to cover up. I had put down the date and I think I had put it wrong. And so I ended up having to cover that up. And I'm going to add my little wood veneer right back down. I lifted it up and now I put it back down. And finally, I'm going to go around the edge of the layout. I thought I was done, but I wanted to finish it off by putting a doodle line all the way around the edge of the layout. You'll see those in the close-ups. Anyway, guys, I will see you on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.